need more of Portia right now. I don't feel like
either.
we just watched Portia's Family Matters. I don't think there's that much. Look, Kim, Don't Be Tardy is canceled. Kim went around and did a bunch of interviews when it was canceled saying, we'll be back on TV soon, and like implying like into, well, here we are. You're not, and that's no shade to her. You know, it's different to carry your own show than be in an ensemble. Give Kim the money. And again, I will say it. I've said it before. I think Claudia Jordan is one of the most underrated housewives in the, if not the most, in the history of housewives. She didn't get a fair chance the way she came in. And Claudia also is authentic. When she's not mad at you, she's not mad. When she's mad at you, it's real, it's authentic. She's not acting for the cameras. I would say bring back Claudia and bring back Kim Zolciak. That's just me. I'm open to other suggestions from the past. I don't really see anyone.
Do you want Phaedra back or no? I know we're kind of over Portia.
I would love
Phaedra.
Yes, 100 billion%.
That could be good.
So, I mean,
you pretty much already said this, but you know, I follow.
We might have to let Candy go then, because Phaedra and Candy are not going to work together.
They did have a season high at season 14, episode 13 for RHOA with 1.26 million.
Oh, 1.2. Okay, well then that's
well, no. Like 1,026,000.
Right. Okay, so that's
basically just a million.
Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's still they're up. They're in the right direction.
Yeah, but that's the season. I mean, that's the season high. That's like as high as it's gotten. You know, prior to that, we've talked about this. It was in the 700,000s. It was in the 800,000s. I mean,
it's not great. I don't know what, you know, it used to get 1.9, but I would say, I mean, as long as Candy's there, Phaedra isn't coming back, but definitely Kim and definitely Claudia. And I guess you have to make a decision. Is it time for Candy to go? And do we bring Phaedra back instead? That would be, I mean, if you did and Phaedra was there, oh my God, what a show.
I mean, can you imagine Phaedra? Could you imagine Phaedra, Kim Zolciak? I mean, would we need Candy? And Candy, you know, Candy, they have the spinoff. They have the old lady gang, you know, they've got the Candy and the gang, you know, maybe Candy goes and does that for a while. Like Bethany did Bethany Ever After for a while, you know, Kim Zolciak did Don't Be Tardy, you know, maybe Candy goes and does that. I love, I mean, Candy is amazing for so many reasons, you know, but
Phaedra over Candy. Phaedra over Candy. Yeah, we're gonna have to let Candy go. So let's bring back Claudia, let's bring back Phaedra, and let's bring back Kim. We'll let Candy go. We'll also save a hell of a lot of money by letting Candy go. And let's call it a wrap. And let's keep everyone else. We got Kenya in there. She's sloppy. Marlo now is gonna have to really choose. Like, you can't fight everyone. Who are your allegiances to? Don't get rid of Sheree. I mean, Sheree is kind of the MVP of the season too. I mean, Sheree has real emotion things, you know, getting stood up by Tyrone. Like, Sheree's given it. She has a real thing going on in her life. And she by Sheree. So that's what I say. I agree with you. It's not a great season to me. If you let Drew and Sanya go, I wouldn't start with newbies. I think it's time to bring back some of the OGs.
Yeah, I do too. I love that analysis. Yes, to all that.
You know who's not coming back?
Who?
The one, the only, Monique Samuels.
Monique is done. She is not coming back on Girls Trip. This was really good too, because the report is that Andy Cohen himself called her home in Potomac, which I have been to. Gorgeous. Now, does she have a ton of pets? Absolutely. You know, T'Challa used to be flying around until he sadly passed. She has this giant fish tank. I mean, I think there's a mini shark in there. It's enormous. You know, it's a menagerie of pets. Supposedly, Andy Cohen called her at her Potomac, at Chateau Potomac of Monique Samuels. And she said, absolutely not. She would not be back. Too toxic.
I believe all of this. I believe, look, Andy, I mean, despite the fact that Chris is like, we're over you, bitch boy. And Monique was like, if my husband's over you, bitch boy, I'm over you, bitch boy. I do think he did them dirty at the reunion. And, you know, listen. I
mean, they reportedly put them at a whole separate hotel. Did not even tell her. She did not know until Karen Huger called her. I mean, that's crazy. That is kind of crazy. Now,
and also, I mean, listen, if you're this man and you film this and then this happens and you can't talk, and then you have to wait for it to be edited, you can't talk, and then the whole season is airing and you can't talk, you're finally able to say like, I'm the child's father. Like, I actually need to speak now. And now some man in a suit named Andy Cohen is like, you can't speak. I would have gone insane. Like, this is my fucking child. So now they're gonna Google this and see that this is out there, which is not true. I don't blame them. I love a housewife that walks away and is like, I don't care. I believe Andy called. I believe he called personally. I believe Monique would be great for Girls Trip. I believe they probably wanted her, either for 3 or for the future. And for her to be like, she's like, I've never watched Girls Trip, and it's just, I don't care. It's Bravo is toxic. I do not want anything to do with this network. Is brilliant.
Well, I always think everything Andy and Bravo does is strategic. So my guess is they probably knew she would say no, but I think this is beginning of extending the olive branch. And, time heals a lot of wounds. So you give it another year or two. And I don't know where she's at with, because she was picked up by Bravo,
Carlos
own network.
King.
And Carlos King. And, my guess is as long as that show, and it's not, what is that show called? Oh my God, Love and Marriage. Love and Marriage.
Huntsville? Is it Huntsville?
Love and Marriage
Or
Huntsville, but
DC?
they did a DC edition. I think as long as that's having success, I don't think we're going to see her back on Bravo, but you don't know. I don't know how well that show does. I don't follow it. I should, because it's been featuring a lot of DC couples. And I do know Ashley and DJ Quicksilva, who's on the show with them. Monique and Chris, they're all very good friends. And I know they've been trying to get them on TV for a long time with them. So I don't think she's going anywhere back to Bravo for a while.
I would agree.
I think that they're very strategic. I think they knew that, and they're just sort of laying the groundwork.
I would agree with that. I believe Monique. I don't think Monique is trying for a salary. I think she's really over it. I would like to know a few things. First off, what did our friend, because she's a friend to this show and we love her and she's coming back on, the one, the only, Candy Gal Dillard. What did your good friend? What did your good friend Candy Gal think when you went over and hung out with T'Challa and Monique and the Sharks?
Candy Gal has never said anything, never, ever said anything to me, never asked. And neither is Monique. Monique's been incredible to me. I owe a lot to Monique. Monique had me film 3 or 4 episodes with them because I was on a panelist on her live podcast show that she did at City Winery in DC. I came over for the rehearsal. We filmed, we had a lot of fun. I've done like the backstage with her, the rehearsal. Monique has been so good to me. And Candace has never, ever asked me or said anything about hanging out with her, having her on my show. Nothing. And Monique has come on my show many times. She's fantastic. So I owe a lot to both those women, and Ashley Darby too. I mean, Ashley and Michael were the first people ever to appear on my podcast and do a live show with me. So
I agree.
Never asked me.
I love Monique. She's done my show, and I love Candace. She's done my show. Period. That's it.
Yeah, me too.
Anything else happen at Chateau Monique?